Grand Theft Auto 5 has managed to set new standards for game design. Set in the fictional world of San Andreas in the city of Los Santos, this open-world AAA title allows players to complete missions through story mode or roam freely to inevitably discover a multitude of activities to pass the time. Story Told is one that is thrilling and dark, but also satirical as it pokes fun at materialism, government corruption, millennials, celebrity obsession, and other controversial or popular topics that exist within Western civilization. One of the major aspects of the game is the plotline and interplay that exists between the three main characters, Michael, Franklin, and Trevor. As the storyline progresses, players are able to notice their relationships with each other and various NPCs develop. Michael is a retired middle-aged con artist who lives in the wealthiest part of Los Santos. His unfaithful wife and unambitious children cause him much stress and unfulfillment, which sparks his desire to leap back into his glory days of crime and action. Franklin is a former gangbanger from downtown Los Santos who yearns for making it big, but knows that the gangster life will not provide that. Upon meeting Michael through a botched car repossession, the two end up working closely together and eventually grow to develop a father-son-like bond.
Don't you step foot in this yard! Why, is half my house? Now I'ma call the police. For what? Disloyalty, boy. Disloyalty? What is you talking about? Don't act like you don't know what it is, homeboy. Yo, you ain't been to the set, ain't came to none of the meetings. Hanging out with old men, ignoring your homies, acting all superior? Your mama would turn over in her grave, boy. So you giving me a lecture about not being a good enough gangbanger? Gangs is positive. That's all we got.
Unlike Michael and Franklin, Trevor is considered to be the game's wild card character due to his erratic behavior and tendency to simply be a homicidal maniac. The game has received critical acclaim for its gameplay implementation of a central mechanic that interconnects the three main characters' storylines and gives players the ability to switch freely between them. This can be seen at the bottom left corner of the screen. It is especially useful when a player does not wish to drive the entire distance of the world map in order to reach a mission. Instead, players can switch between characters simply for convenience of location. Another feature which is new to the series is the first-person shooter option. This added perspective, aside from the third-person shooter which is typically used, allows for a more realistic feel as if the player is actually a character. In combative situations, this perspective comes in handy with its cinematic wide-angle view. However, in instances where characters must drive or fly, the first-person perspective has proven to be more trouble than it's worth, since there is a more limited view. Here I am playing as Franklin and simply walking the streets, yet it feels extremely realistic as if I was actually there. Each character also has their own specific ability which allows them to excel during the most disadvantageous missions and heists. Michael's skill is area kill, which slows down time during intense shootouts. Trevor's is invulnerability, where his intolerance for overall injuries and inflictions and injuries onto opponents increases, and Franklin's skill is improved driving handling, where he is able to slow down time in situations like making sharp turns and evading the police. When each character's ability is activated, the screen becomes a dark shade of green and the game world slows down, which shows that time is lagging behind. Here we see Franklin as he uses the improved driving handling skill. Another notable aspect of overall gameplay is the heists of Grand Theft Auto. Before a heist takes place, the player is responsible for hand-selecting a crew of professional criminals who assist with the mission and perform specific tasks. The more experienced and skilled the accomplice, the higher percentage of the overall cut and cash they receive. During heists, directions on the screen guide players step by step. A money counter appears at the bottom of the screen which displays exactly how much cash is in the possession of the player. Although there are decisions before and during heists that players must make, a critique for this aspect is that the game falls short with delivery of player invention and creativity. There is a lack in control of decisions which is implied earlier on in the game. This heist involved Trevor torturing a person named Ferdinand, who was a suspected terrorist, and then later dropping him off at an airport against governmental orders. After all is said and done, Grand Theft Auto 5 offers a stunning and ferocious narrative of 21st century pop culture. The character development between Michael, Franklin, and Trevor is unmatched by any other game, and the gameplay implementation of switching between characters at will allows for three completely different perspectives of the open world experience. Overall, Grand Theft Auto 5 deserves a 9 out of 10 for its unparalleled attention to detail and labyrinthine narrative.